everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a video about all my standalone novels that I have to read. Most of my bookshelf is series, but I do have a few standalones on there waiting for me to read. So without further ado, let's get to it. The first one is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is from what I've heard a Little Mermaid retelling. Princess Lyra is siren royalty, the most lethal of them all. With the hearts of 17 princes in her collection, she is revered across the sea until a twist of fate forces her to kill one of her own, to punish the daughter, the Sea Queen. Transforms Lyra into the one thing sirens loathe the most, a human. Robbed of her song, Lyra has until the winter solstice to deliver Prince Ilean's heart to the Sea Queen or remain a human forever. The ocean is the only place Prince Ilean calls home, even though he is heir to the most powerful kingdom in the world. Hunting sirens is more than an unsavory hobby, it's his calling. When he rescues a drowning woman in the ocean, she's more than what she appears. She promises to help him find the key to destroying all of sirenkind for good. But can he trust her? And just how many deals will Ilean have to broker to eliminate humankind's greatest enemy? So even though the Little Mermaid, the mermaids usually stay in the sea and don't really venture out, sirens are actually I guess the evil version, and their job is to drown sailors, with their precious song and then collect their soul. Prince Ilean hunts them down. So when Princess Lyra, who is a siren, turns into a human and he rescues her, I'm guessing things are going to happen. I've had this on my show for a really long time, and I try a lot to unhaul it, but my friend Christina keeps saying it's amazing and I should really give it a shot. So I really do want to read it this year to finally, say that I read it. And she says it's amazing, and I love The Little Mermaid, so there should be no reason why I don't want to read this. All right, next is Romanov by Nadine Brandis. This is like an Anastasia retelling. It involves a lot of history. I got it for my birthday, and I really wanted to read some of her stuff. Romanov just happens to be the one I wanted because I love Anastasia and the history of it. So it deals with Anastasia, who was given a single mission to smuggle an ancient spell into her suitcase on her way to exile in Siberia. It might be her family's only salvation, but the leader of the Bolshevik army is after them, and he's hunted Romanov before. So she has to get this special spell in order to save her family. And I think, it gives her such a powerful persona and makes her a really powerful character. And I really cannot wait to read this. I'm really excited. Next book is Firekeepers Daughter. And this is not very fantasy, but it is a Reese Witherspoon's YA book club pick, and I heard amazing things about it. And it involves a girl named Donis Fontaine, who's 18, and she lives on the Ojibwe reservation. And she dreams of a fresh start at college, but when family tragedy strikes, Donis puts her future on hold to look after her fragile mother. The only bright spot is meeting Jamie, the charming new recruit on her brother Levi's hockey team. Yet, even as Donis falls for Jamie, she senses the dashing hockey star is hiding something. Everything comes to light when Donis witnesses a shocking murder, thrusting her into an FBI investigation of a lethal new drug. So she ends up going undercover to help. It's different from what I usually read, but again, I want to branch out and read different things, and I've heard such amazing things about this book that I really wanted to pick it up. So I cannot wait to read it. The next standalone is The Lost Apothecary, and it talks about two women. Actually 3 women. One is Nella, who is owns an apothecary, and she makes potions for women to kill their husbands who are abusive. And then it also revolves around Eliza Fanning, a 12-year-old girl who is her newest patron. And then Caroline Parswell, who discovers an aged apothecary vial in the River Thames 200 years later. So it's all these 3 women-ish, 12-year-old together going through this experience, with finding the vial, and also Nella, who also gives vials to people with abusive husband. So I'm really interested. I've heard amazing things about this as well. A lot of my friends have read it and thought it was great. So I cannot wait to read this and see where this author, Sarah Penner, goes with all her other books that she writes. The next standalone is Circe by Madeline Miller. I've had this on my shelf for a while. I've heard amazing things about it. It revolves around mythology and Circe, and that's basically all I know about it. But everyone that's read it has told me it's great, and I really need to like sit down and finally read it. And then I also have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. And I also don't know what this is about really, but I did want to pick it up as well because it also won an Orange Prize for fiction. So from what I've heard, she's an amazing author, and both of these books are amazing to read and involve mythology and gods and goddesses, which I love to learn about. And that is why I'm excited to read these next when I get to them. One of my newest additions to my shelves is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I picked this up at an Amazon store in a mall, and it's Between Life and Death, There's a Library. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself, but things are about to change. When she finds herself in the Midnight Library, she has a chance to make things right. The books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as if she had done things differently. Even one contains a different life, a possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now undo every decision she regrets as she tries to work out her perfect life. Things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. So that's very interesting to me. You know, being able to like go back and change the things you regret and choose different choices and decisions. I think that's a great idea and a great premise. And I've heard, again, many great things about it. And I cannot wait to also read this. I can't wait to read any of my books because they're so great, but there's just never enough time in the day, is there? The last book that I plan to read eventually that's a standalone is The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek. And this is about Angrboda, who was banished from her kingdom by Odin because she would not tell him his future. And so she runs into the forest and meets someone named Loki. Nothing. And they fall in love and have 3 unusual children, each with a secret destiny. And then Odin, and she keeps them safe from Odin the whole time, but then she has to decide if she wants her children to be put in the front lines and tell people their future and like their destiny, and she needs to decide if she wants to keep her family safe or, you know, have them face their destiny. I think it sounds really great. I think, you know, it shows a strong female character just wanting to protect her family. And I thought I found it very interesting. Like, men die, gods die, she lives on. So it's like women are strong in this kind of book, which I thought was a great premise, and I cannot wait to read it as well. All right, so those are all my like standalone books that we know of. I mean, they may change their minds and do sequels for some of them, but for now, I did double check, and they're all supposed to be standalones. So those are all my standalone books that I have to read. And I'm hoping I can read them this year, just so that I'm like, standalones are done. But I mean, you never know. I just have so many books on my shelf to read right now. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe by pressing the subscribe button on the bottom right corner. Comment, and if you want to be notified when I have another video, click the bell and it will notify you. So I will see you next week with another video. Bye!